over 35 years, Madagascar has enjoyed phenomenal growth. From its humble beginnings in 1970, actually in 1969, my grandfather, Richardson, arrived here in Madagascar with his wife and two youngest children. They took about 6 months to learn the Malagasy language to a point where they could start having church in the garage of their home. From that humble beginning, the church has just continued to grow. After a few years, they were able to purchase a building to have their first church building. They began to start daughter works. My family then came in 1976, and at that time they had already grown to about 10 churches, I believe it was, when we first arrived. From that point on, it's just continued to grow, to see revival take place in all the local churches. Those churches would start new daughter works out of there and just continued on and on and on. We now have daughter works that are, you could almost consider them great-grandchildren works because they're several generations. After the work continued, the Bible school was started. The Bible school was enhanced. New years were added, new subjects were added. Sunday school was developed. Later on, the youth division was started, the ladies division was started. Just all these different things were done in order to see growth. We're so privileged that the Lord has called us and given us the opportunity to follow in the footsteps of great people that laid the foundation, that built the work, and then now we can come along and continue to work upon that foundation and to actually reap much of the benefits of the things that were done in the beginning. We're seeing a great harvest, and we're so excited about it. We're looking forward to what the Lord's going to do. We believe that over the next few years, things are going to happen even greater than they ever have before. In fact, recently we have seen entire congregations from other faiths start to look to the United Pentecostal Church and expecting something from us. Several congregations have turned their entire church over to us. And we're expecting much more of that. Our Bible school was one of the main focuses that were started from the very beginning of the church. In 1975, the first Bible school class began to study. We've grown, and from the beginnings class was, I think, 8 students in that first class. Now normally our classes, when they start, will have about 30 to 35 students. Half of those will normally be married, and their wives will also come to Bible school for special training to prepare them to be pastors' wives. That's not enough. If we can only put out 25 to 30 new pastors every year, it's not seeing the growth and the speed that we need to see it. We have plans and dreams to begin opening up secondary, third, fourth Bible schools in the different regions that would do the beginnings of the studies, and then they could come into a central location to do the last part of the studies. Upon returning to the field, I plan on doing the first of these in a region probably about 3 hours from our capital city. It will allow us to receive more students at a cheaper cost because it'll be closer to them. They won't have to travel as far, and then they can go immediately out into the work from where they are. Bible school is so important. It's the strength of our church.